All right, let's go. Day number 12 of running paid ads for my agency, or if you want to run for your agency, then you can look at the numbers, at the creatives, at the copy, see what works, see what doesn't, because paid ads is still one of the best ways to predictably get results. And why is that? Simple, because once you find something that works, you just need to put more fuel to the fire, which isn't that hard. You just have to press two buttons to change the budget and to then click publish, and that's it. So today, I guess I'm slightly more excited than yesterday, because yesterday was Saturday, and Saturday there aren't as many things happening, and for me it is more so of a strategizing day. So I was looking over the ads, looking what can be improved, and today we actually have some new ads. So if they are better, that's questionable. We'll see right now. But there are some things that I've already noticed with the audience that's being targeted with those ads, because I've actually put a lookalike audience, which is expensive, over 100 CPM, $100 CPM. But after all, you do want quality over quantity, right? Because instead of having 1 million people who are following you, but none could actually buy your service, product, and so on, and I think we've seen that with influencers in the past, it's much better to have just 50 that are engaged. It's true that in an ideal world, you would have a balance so that, let's say, you have all of that social proof from the views, from the fact that people are following you, liking your content, and so on. And then the few ones who get, I would say, additional trust from the fact that they see that you have already some attention, some content out there. And that's why I'm making this content. It's much easier to document what you're doing and gain the trust of those who you either help with the content, right? Because this content, I hope, helps you in some way. I mean, otherwise you wouldn't even be watching it, right? So I hope it definitely helps you, or at least you're trying to get away with something that is useful from here, either the philosophical side or the actual tactical part with the Facebook ads. So without further ado, let's look at the ad account, what I've changed, which new ads we have, what new targeting, which is to some extent the older targeting that I've shown in the past few days. But let's switch the camera back to the laptop, like almost every day except yesterday when there was nothing really important. And yeah, let's just click the button here on the Osmo Pocket and see you there in a couple of seconds. Okay, so we are in the ad account. Let's look at the campaign level. So nothing changed here. You can see we still have one prospecting leads eCom campaign, but we do have two new ad sets. So these two are new ad sets. They are also instant forms because I've seen them collect leads. It's not always the highest quality of leads, but it doesn't matter for now because we are basically testing the creative and the targeting more so. And then we'll try to go after, let's say, a higher quality audience. I already have here like, let's say a VSL page, something like that. That's why I called it VSL, if you can read here. But we'll see about that later on. For now, the goal was to have new creatives, and you will see in these two ad sets. So if I go in here, you'll see a bunch of different creatives. They have primarily, let's look at them. So let me zoom in. So this is it. And I can even share the thought process here with this ad, right? Because B2B is definitely different. The copy, I didn't change it for now. So all is just like before. But I basically put my face here because I do want that visibility, meaning that even though someone might not be interested right now, I want them to see my face. And actually, I just realized that I didn't put it as an ad. Let me see, what was the name? I'll probably change it right now with you, or probably after the video, just so I don't waste your time right now. But I should have probably added here with a partnership. So basically with the agency, I think usually that's better. It's a win-win. But let's come back to the ad for now. So if we go to preview, just so I can show you just the ad here, the thought process is to have the name of the agency, to have my face or your face if you're running it. Then a question that's relevant, such as, can your Shopify ecom store scale more with paid ads? I don't think this is the best copy. It is actually mid, let's say, honestly, but I just care about having something out there, and if it doesn't work, then it can be changed. So not a big deal. I would say it's decent because it has the keywords Shopify, ecom store, meta ads, which I think are the most important for someone who would be seeing the ad on Instagram or on Facebook. And then we have here a logo of Shopify, Meta, TikTok, Klaviyo, and Google, just for relevancy. Anyone who would see some of this, they would understand in a split second what it is about. And then meta ads that grow your business. We do have like a sub headline here, higher ROAS, up to 3 to 5 times more. I mean, this is questionable, right? I mean, if we would get into the details, yeah, there's no right way to write the copy here. Like, there's no way to give a number which is also realistic but also enticing at the same time, right? So we're just testing things out. Same here. I would even test the emojis later on, but that's another thing, a small detail. Efficient ad spend, we all want that. Proven strategies for sustainable growth, no typos, fortunately, and click here for a free consultation. So, of course, they don't need to click here. They will need to click here or whatever, but it's always better when you have a call to action. Usually it does help when, yeah, most of us actually want to have that direction. And the variations of this one, so let me show you real quick. So the variations of this one are more or less about color. And I did change the copy on some of them. Honestly, this looks worse, but you never know. So that's why I'm actually testing green, because it is more so in tune with Shopify. So that's the thought process here. We'll see if it performs better. This is where we can let the algorithm do the job. So can your Shopify ecom store handle more sales? So this is the second copy variation. So these two that I've just shared, these are the only two that I have here as headlines. And this one is also, let's say, not the best in my opinion. I think it can be better, but at the same time, it has the main keywords: Shopify, ecom, and sales. Those are the main things. The only thing I can think of is adding ROAS, but unfortunately with ROAS, you can't just throw out random numbers. So it could just be, can your Shopify ecom store handle a higher ROAS, which sounds funny, honestly, because, yeah, I mean, that sounds scammy. So the only other thing that I want to share here was the fact that I'm targeting the lookalike audience, right, which is more expensive. So if you look here at today, well, yeah, it is more expensive, 212 for this one. But if you look at the details, you will understand why, because I think it's actually going after a relevant audience. So let me share my thought process here. We go by amount spent, and I need to get this camera down because unfortunately you're not seeing enough. My bad. So if you look here at the demographics, you will see who it's targeting. So it's targeting, without me actually putting this, but it is targeting women or men after 25, which I think is ideal for me, because in general, people who are 18 to 24 are still trying to figure it out. While the audience from here, it is more likely to be a good fit. And actually, you can see something interesting here. When it comes to men, it targets the 25 to 30 to 45 years age group, right? But for women, it is 45 to 55, which honestly, I think it makes sense. And why is that? I mean, I don't want to go full psychological here and how everyone lives their life, right? But I do think that probably men hustle more here, right? Because, I mean, they have time. They don't need to like have a kid or anything. And with women, they probably have a more stable business, let's say, later in life. Let's say that maybe now they have a kid, a family, and so on. Of course, I'm just stereotyping here, but it is more likely if we look at averages, right? So that could be the reason. And actually, yeah, it does make sense, because in most cases I've worked with men between 25 to 45. This is, I would say, the age group when you are focused the most on growth and your career. So it does make sense logically. However, this one, let's just look at it, but it's not a lot of data. This one is definitely more balanced, as you can see. So it depends which ad got the most spend, I would say. So let's look real quick which ad got the most spend. So it's this one, the blue one. All right, I guess we'll go with blue and gradient. So maybe this one looks better, right? You tell me. But let's come back. Let's switch the camera. All right, so back to the talking head part, I guess. And as you've seen, new ads, and I think this is what you need to do to at least once a week have some kind of creative refresh, especially if you haven't found something that really clicks with your audience, right? Because until now, I don't think I've found anything that really clicks. I've seen some leads, but I don't think the messaging is clear enough in order to get to the right people, meaning that I'm seeing a lot of beginners coming in, which is also fine, because planting seeds for like the next 5 years, 10 years, right? It makes sense. Things take time, right? Everyone wants to be a millionaire, trillionaire right away, but actually billionaire, not trillionaire. But it does take time, right? And it is easier when you have patience, because you are aware that just like in nature, it's not like you plant a seed and then tomorrow you get a tree, right? Like that makes total sense, but somehow we believe that in business it should be different, or in life, which it can be, but still, let's be as realistic as possible and know that sometimes it takes some luck, chance, but also time. Because if you mix the right skills at the right time, but for a long period of time, then you will eventually get a result. Just like with baking, you do need to let that chicken, that let's say dessert, whatever you eat. I don't really eat dessert usually, but yeah, you need to let it cook. But yeah, this is getting about this video is getting about other things, right? Instead of actually ads and B2B, which is not ideal. So with that, let's keep it short, and I will come with some updates as always next day. So stay tuned, and see you tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully better. And if it's not going better, then we'll make sure to make it better. All right. Peace out.